To a political power panel, senior policy analyst, independent women's voice, Hadley Heath Manning, and Democrat strategist Sasha Burns. Sasha, what do you think of how Bill Clinton is handling this?
Well, I don't know what you're going to say to somebody who's auditioning to be on a reality show by the...
What do you mean?
The people who are doing this rapist T-shirt. Alex Jones, who's the Trump ally, offered to pay them money. And if they were able to...
I'm sorry, who's auditioning
Alex Jones,
to be on a reality show?
Alex Jones told them he would pay the money if they wore the rape T-shirt, and $1,000 to just wear it and get in the camera, $5,000 if they actually spoke. So this is a guy who says that President Obama smells like sulfur because he's the devil. I think you don't respond to that.
You're talking about people who show up wearing the T-shirt, not the accusers themselves.
Right.
Hadley, what do you make of what is happening right now in this campaign?
Well, any accusation of rape or sexual assault, regardless of which side of the aisle it comes from or who's accused or when it took place, should absolutely be taken incredibly seriously. We have to take victims and accusers very seriously, and we have to thoroughly investigate any accusation. So that goes, aside from politics, that should be obvious. That should go without saying. And it's no surprise that Bill Clinton's past is coming back to haunt him and his wife Hillary Clinton in this election cycle, when we've heard so much debate about respect for women, or I should say disrespect for women on both sides of the aisle. But many women are going to go to the ballot box this year, not so much thinking about the past, thinking about the comments that Trump made or what Bill Clinton has done in the past, but they're going to be thinking about the future. They're going to be thinking about what Trump administration or Clinton administration might mean for them and their families, for our national security, for our economy, and so forth. So it's much bigger. It's a much broader thought process that women voters are taking
to Hadley's point, these issues do speak to policy, but character rather. But what's happening is it's Donald Trump accusers, Bill Clinton accusers, and then Hillary Clinton's policies that may not help the economy. That's at issue. And Sasha, you've been really great pointing out how President Barack Obama's policy have not really grown the U.S. economy. I mean, Hillary looks like Obama 2.0.
No,
You've talked about regulations. You've talked about how we do have slowing growth. About 5 years ago you came on.
Wow, you remember what I said 5 years ago? No, I think that President Obama has done a great job growing the economy.
We have been growing at 1.5%. I mean, the slowest, worst recovery since the Great Depression.
Well, there hasn't been another recession like there was since the Great Depression. So he took what he was handed, and he's done the best job that he could with what he had. I want to agree with you, Hadley, on that. I absolutely agree that women who come forward need to be treated with respect, regardless which side of the aisle. I will say, I can't say enough how much it is that Bill Clinton is not running for president. It's unbelievable that this is about Bill Clinton and that she enabled him. We don't know that. I'm not saying that I disbelieve Juanita Broaddrick, but we went through all of this in the 90s.
Right.
This has all been litigated.
Right. And that's what I was getting at. And Sasha makes an important point, Hadley, that really it's about who's best to grow the economy, right, Hadley? And I'll tell you, the president has doubled the federal deficit. People are really scared about that. We're now at $20 trillion federal deficit. That's huge, Hadley.
That's exactly right. And I don't mean to suggest that the personal character of the candidates is irrelevant. It is relevant, and anything that speaks to that is fair game. But the policy questions may weigh much bigger in a lot of voters' minds. What are we going to do about health reform? What are we going to do about Obamacare, a system that's broken, that most Americans are discouraged about, unhappy with? What are we going to do when it comes to our energy sector? Are we going to be a country that's going to pursue independence and abundance in the energy sector? Or are we going to go backwards? Are we going to continue to follow policies that we know won't move us forward, won't give us the growth that we need?
Hadley and Sasha, and by the way, I listen to everything that Sasha Burns says. That's why I remember it. We'll see you both again in just a few minutes.